Welcome to another episode of World by Night. This is the Vampire Edition sound session involving Gio. That was the most random time for Anton to speak up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, all right. Well, first things first, I suppose. Giovanna is going to, well, first off, any of the security around, are any of those at present, any of the guru?
Yes.
Sweet. So I'm going to go hunt one of them down, seeing as they're present, and this will make my life easy so I don't have to do 60 billion bounces around.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, she finds one of them. And she had told the last group, good God, I can't remember, I think what was his name that she talked to, the one that called her. The one that called her. Regardless, she had told him that she would try to give them an update on information that she has on the situation with the missing guru and kindred and whatnot, if she picked up anything. So she is going to just tell him to relay to insert name here. Insert name here, because neither of us can remember which one it was that called her.
I don't know. I've made too many names. I lose track. So.
She is pretty much going to give him the little bit of information that she has regarding that situation and tell them that they do have a location.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Good God.
Yep. Those who may be watching, that's real life for you. Sometimes it just takes over. Hey.
Okay. Yeah. She'll tell them that they have a location now. And they are planning on going in there soonish. She will give them the heads up that the person responsible for it, she's not going to directly say that it was an Assamite, but she will give them the heads up that the person responsible for it is a kindred and that they are very, very, very tough.
Okay.
I can't recall if they actually set up when they were going to do this attack. I believe they were still in the process of setting things up. I know Cash and John were looking stuff over.
Basically, the way it's going down is I was kind of waiting to see what the other players said, but with everybody being missing and stuff, it's kind of delayed it. So.
Exactly. So she'll say, insert time, place here. This is what's happening. I figured that you guys would want in on this, as you guys have people missing. So, in these regards, the more the merrier. Just keep in mind that we will also be there.
His response is quite simply, if you stay out of our way, there'd be no issues. Typical guru.
All right.
He was like, but I will pass on the message that we will have kindred allies assisting us. Although that's probably going to go over like a lead balloon.
Well, they asked me for information, so I'm getting it to them. There are people too. I'm sure we'll try to stay out of your way. Can't speak for everybody. And she'll leave that there. Make sure she just wants to just make sure you relay this to him. Just make sure the information gets there. And she's going to exit after she's done talking to him. She's going to leave the room, and she is going to call Raven.
Yes, Gio.
Well, how are you, for starters?
I'm okay.
Okay, so.
Oh, and apparently, you heard about the Assamite that died in your city, right?
The what?
The Assamite that died in your city, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you recall me saying that I thought I was the next target?
Correct.
That Assamite that died was the one I sent out in my place. So if that didn't confirm anything. Yeah, so if that didn't confirm anything.
Okay. I don't know if I told you that I actually spoke with him. About his literature and other things. But I did that, and quite honestly, the way he's been running around and taking interest in the politics here with what he's doing has me a little concerned. So I think I'm going to have a chat with our with Duke here and see if I might be able to offer him some assistance, and hopefully it might it's either going to put him off or make him do something else stupid.
Okay.
So we'll see what we can do there, but there's a heads up on that just in case he decides to pull something. I imagine that you guys have your eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
We did, by the way, I don't know if you were told, we did get a location for the kindred and other beings in question.
No, you didn't tell me.
A legit location. We're planning something right now, but we don't have a full solid plan yet. We just know that we need to get in there and we need to do it quickly.
Okay.
Figured I'd at least let you know about that, seeing as you guys have people you want pulled out in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, if there's something else. So, yeah, pretty much she wants to see if she's gonna help Duke and Roderick's going to be running around if they'll back this play if he tries to pull something, because she's not actually going for the position. She actually does not want, obviously, the prince thing, but she knows that he's been looking into it, and this, like I said, she just wants to see if they'll back that call if he does pull something. So she's trying to get him to pull something. This is the long or the short of it. She's trying to force him out and do something stupid. So the information is just adding up, but... And he's going...
Okay.
Yeah. He knows...
Well, Duke will gladly agree to assistance. Yeah, Duke will gladly agree to assistance, any kind of assistance.
Oh, I haven't even gone and talked to him. I was referring to Raven and them backing her her game, as it were, playing her game if it does happen to work.
Yes, they'll back.
All right.
Well, he did kill an ass mine that kind of frowned on that.
Well, yeah, that was part of the reason she figured, you know, if she can get him to do something stupid or something, you know, then they should be able to get their hands on him anyway. She's trying to she wants to help them and get this out of here. So yeah, her next mission, pretty much, Raven, I've got some other things to take care of. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Click. Giovanna isn't gonna call Duke. She's just gonna go to the Vox and look for him.
Okay. You find him. He's sitting rubbing his temples.
So.
Why am I back in this position again?
Do you want some help? No.
It would be God's sent at this point.
Okay. What's fucking with your head right now?
I am not a political person. Never have been, never will be.
I have knowledge in politics, though I understand not wanting this. If you want some help, Duke, I'll help you.
Yeah, I definitely could use some.
Okay.
I think my head's going to explode.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want that.
No, that would suck.
There's already enough going on. We don't need anyone's head exploding.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's good for
No, not good for anybody. Well, I suppose I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say, but what do you think the biggest issue going on right now, besides? And she just like points at the she's like, besides obviously this, the lack of a prince.
Our main issue right now is this Sabat Inquisitor, or whatever the hell he is. That's the biggest problem we have right now.
Okay.
Because it seems like nobody knows anything on him, and nobody's getting any information. At least from what I've been told. Now, mind you, I'm just trying to catch up on what the hell was going on while I was not paying attention.
What does the sheriff have to say?
I haven't had a chance to talk to the sheriff or the church yet. Roderick has been busy. Supposedly he's working on getting the location and trying to capture this Inquisitor.
Okay. Well, I have a little bit of information regarding that. It might be helpful.
Okay.
There is mention of a new club somewhere in DC. Out of character, I can't remember the name of it, but I know you gave it to me.
I think it's the Techno Union Club, I believe is what it's called.
I believe it's called the Techno Union Club. My eyes and ears say that this SWAT Inquisitor likes to have meetings there. Now, this is where it gets touchy.
Okay.
There's video footage of one of the Bruja going in during one of these meetings.
Okay.
And she says very, very directly, yeah, it's Sammy.
Awesome.
Now, before we jump to conclusions,
Let's still do Bruja Primogen that we believe are corrupted. The first one was bad. Now a second one. Jesus Christ! Can we keep anybody fucking in the ranks?
We can't even safely say we don't know if he's actually part of what's going on or trying to get information like anybody else on the matter.
Okay.
He's a Bruja. I don't want to piss that off. So here's an idea. We've had people wandering around the city and whatnot, and no sign of Sabat. No sign of a Sabat.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I mean, our mixed groups that are wandering around the city, you know, have not said anything about any Sabat activity. I mean, you know, humans being humans, but
correct. If there were Sabat in the city, believe me, Aaron probably would have found them. So, my theory is that this is an inside job.
Okay. Kind of makes sense. And seeing as how the Sabat are not known for their subtlety, I mean, this change of pace isn't, you know, as long as people have known the Sabat, this really isn't their kind of game. They tend to just come in. You know, if they want to take over a city, especially a city like this, they tend to come in and fuck shit up and, you know, hope for the best, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They don't fuck around.
It's behind the scenes bullshit. It's behind the scenes bullshit. So, kind of
it's somebody that doesn't.
I hate to say it, but way above their pay grade.
It's somebody that clearly doesn't want to get caught. Now, motive, not sure. But, I actually did speak to Monica.
Okay.
She's got her own personal shit going on, but
yeah, we all have at one time.
Yeah.
First being mortal at one point in time.
No, I do have some curiosities. Now, I'm hearing conflicting stories that, you know, some are saying Monica didn't do shit, while, you know, others are seeing something completely different.
Okay, well, everything I have here, and believe me, I checked this entire room several times, and, you know, but everything I have here points to the fact that she was trying to do things. Roderick took over, you know, basically said, you know, I'll handle it, you know, just make sure the city, you know, try and keep the city safe. Monica even has a detailed record of people she contacted. And, you know, to try and find out information. And obviously, I think, I know enough to know that obviously not all Monica's contacts are in this information, but, you know. She says she got reports that there were no Sabbat activity, you know, within the city, that whatever's going on is not Sabbat related.
No, Monica told me exactly the same thing. That they are more focused on, she says, Chicago and other places. That's what she told me. Another reason to believe it's an inside job. And I you know, Monica, I've known Monica long enough to know that she isn't the type to just sit around twiddling her thumbs.
Yeah, it didn't strike me as the kind of way. I mean, like I said, from what I have, and admittingly, it's kind of sparse here and there, because obviously there's certain things you don't want to keep records of, no matter who you are.
Right.
From what I've gathered, I'm not seeing anything that states, you know, any major Sabbat activity, even if it was a Sabbat, even if it truly was, you know, let's go on the assumption that, okay, fine, it actually is a Sabbat member. Well, there are no reports of Sabbat activity outside the city, in the surrounding cities. I mean, nothing to indicate that there's a presence, you know, forming to get ready to attack, because usually when Sabbat are going to take a city, they prepare forces.
Right. Well, here's
Monica has no record of this. I've checked myself with some of the people that we have who are out of their cities, and nobody is saying anything about major Sabbat activity moving in this direction.
Well, that's true. My contacts haven't given me anything. Like they're telling me the same. No Sabbat activity. Like I said, if there were, Aaron probably would have found them.
I mean, we may have some Sabbat sympathizers within the ranks, but you know, it happens. You can't have a full city. You know, someone's always going to be bitter about one thing or another. You know, thinking they can get anything good. It just happens, unfortunately. In our society, that's the way things go.
Right. Well, here's a concern. Okay, if there's no Sabbat activity and there's a Sabbat Inquisitor, and this is actually an inside job, and word on the street is true, they're probably going to get pissed at this impersonator and come for him too, which might start something. Which, unfortunately, I wouldn't blame them for being pissed off.
I got where you're looking.
Okay.
Because I know damn well that if it were one of my, like, for example, if one of my clan was doing something, or, you know, I'd be pissed if it was of this nature, or if someone from the Camarilla is doing it, of course, you know, we're going to be ticked off. He's fucking with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever this, you know, he, she, it, they're fucking with somebody else. And they're essentially blaming them for things that they're potentially have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
It very well could come back and bite him in the ass.
You could.
She's using the word him loosely because I have a couple theories.
Okay.
But I don't have 100% solid proof yet. So,
I gotta give whoever it is credit. If it is someone within the city itself, they're being very careful about what they're doing.
well,
I mean, there's not a lot of evidence pointing one way or the other. That's another thing that kind of throws, you know, me, my contacts, and other people off, is the fact that, you know, like we've said, Sabbat aren't subtle about things. So There's always going to be something there. They've never been shy about openly challenging the Camarilla.
True. What would make now any different?
Yeah.
Now, if about these miscellaneous kindred deaths, what's your intake on those? What was it? It was a gangrel, an Assamite, and something else.
Yeah.
I know there's 3.
Yeah, I can't remember the third one. And it awful odd, especially with the information we have on the ones who are supposedly dead. It just, very odd choice of people to take out. I mean, and not to mention the fact that, from what I hear, not easy to take out either. So
yeah, well,
something just don't seem right about it. There's a lot of fishy things going on in the city right now. Again, politics are not my strong suit. I was one of the, when I was created, my sire told me basically, look, your job's going to be basically the bloodhound of the group. It was something I was good at. I was a PI before I was embraced. So, I mean, investigation, stuff like that, that's my ballpark. Politics, nah, hated politics. Hated it as a human, hated it as a kindred. Not much of a fucking difference.
I find it interesting that one of them was an Assamite. They aren't exactly easy to take out compared to anybody. As far as that one goes, I have a theory, and well, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, usually.
And my sources say the one that was taken out wasn't the one that was supposed to be there.
That's interesting. Case of mistaken identity?
A switch, as it were. She just kind of looks around, just paranoid, and then she's like, "All right, I'm done beating around the bush here. I have a theory that yes, this is an inside job, and it's much, much closer than you might think."
Okay.
With recent events, everything that I've been able to pull up,
I gotta get ready for work.
as far as information, points at our scourge.
Okay.
Now, once I have something firm and can actually say yes, it is.
I'll give you something firm.
Jesus fucking Christ, Josh.
I was waiting.
Oh, that's my bad.
Sorry, I'm just getting really sick of this crap when I'm in the middle of a session.
Oh, I'll remember that the next time you walk up and try and talk to me about the session, bitch.
Yeah, all the signs point, but
That's gonna be hard to sleep on.
and they make sense, but
Won't they be loud?
I need solid proof. I'm working on grabbing. I'm working on getting that. Now, he was the one that made mention about Monica doing jack shit to me.
it's kind of funny because what he probably didn't know is that Monica records all conversations that go on. Well, she recorded all conversations that went on in here. I've seen the video of her talking to him.
Do you still have it? Have these?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, she states pretty emphatically that, he's to use any and all means necessary to track down the Sabat Inquisitor, and that if he needs anything from her, to simply ask. She doesn't tell him that she's doing her own. Yeah. She doesn't tell him that she's doing her investigation, but.
Well, she didn't have to either. So.
But yeah, Monica wasn't stupid about things. She always, every conversation that happened in this room while she was friends, she recorded. If for no other reason, just because she can.
Repeat that, please.
So for him to say she wasn't, she recorded every single conversation that happened in this room. Every single conversation at least that involved her. As Prince, she kept detailed records. She did more because she could rather than anything else. But
right. I want to, if you don't mind, I want to look at these records and videos, not for doubt of Monica, because I have, like I said, I've known Monica long enough to know better. Maybe I can pick something up, or between the two of us, we might be able to find something that we didn't find before. And actually, what Giovanna is actually looking for in these videos, she's specifically looking for Roderick giving her that blade.
It's going to take a while to find that, but yeah. I mean, you will eventually find it. I mean, if you want to look at, if you kept all the information from the package and, the letter that's in.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I kept that all together and stashed in my house.
Okay.
I don't have to run right up to remember that.
So, I actually want to, and when I get to that end of the video, like I said, she had made, I'm looking at him, like, just like, okay, out of character, she did tell me that he had one too, right? If I recall, yes. She did. Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
I didn't want to overstep my bounds on that, but because I couldn't remember.
Even in the video, even in the video you're watching, he admits to saying it's a copy of one like his. I mean, I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he said. I mean, it is in the side session. I just
no, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was exactly it too. But like I said, not assuming. Figure out it would make double check. I thought that, and I'm usually pretty good with that. But she actually she's stopping perfectly, and she is eyeing that thing up. And on the moment, because she literally points out, she's like, okay, Monica said something to me that set me off. She'd made mention that she thought he might be trying to set her up for something, but she couldn't be certain. She points at, she does point at both of the blades, and they're exactly the same. Now, she points at Monica's, and she says, I happen to have that one.
Okay.
And I can safely say that the only thing she ever did with it was put it in that box.
Yeah, if you watch the rest of the video after their little conversation, you see she immediately takes that particular thing, that particular dagger, gets out a box, packs it in the box. You see her write a little note, put the note underneath the dagger.
The note that I have.
And you see her, yep. And you see her seal it up. You see her write some information on it. You can't tell because of the way the video is angled, but you see her put some, stamps on it, and she actually calls in one of the gargoyles who ends up taking it out.
So she literally sent this out immediately afterwards, so it was out of the city?
Yep.
So she must have sent it on a really long trip before it got back to me.
Either that or she sent it somewhere else, and it was...
Right. That's why I said a really long trip. Yep. Now, I have... She sent this stuff to me. So this box that it's in, I have. The note that she wrote right there, I have. The blade,
okay.
I have. Any accusations coming off of this need to be really, really looked at hard. If anything is made against her.
Well, with Monica out of the city, I mean, he may, if it is an inside job, they may try and use that as an excuse as to why, why Monica left the city is because she was taking on the full role of the Inquisitor.
That was what she said.
Yeah. But the catch is that there are, if we can prove that she's been somewhere else during the time of, all these meetings, it would go a long way to proving, at least, even if they do try and bring her forward, we can at least prove that she had nothing to do with it. I mean, that's the ultimate. We need to know exactly when these meetings occurred. And if we can find that out, then we can easily go, well, look, I have proof that she was, here in the box or, at the club at the time of the supposed meeting.
I only know of one person that seems to be going to these, and saying something to them will spill the beans.
Hence the catch.
Too bad we couldn't get somebody to sit in on those. Go to that place and watch
that
it.
wouldn't prove. Yeah, but that wouldn't prove the previous times. That's the catch. And if he does more meetings, we have to prove where she is at this current point in time in order to prove that she is not the Inquisitor. But if this person is an inside person, and they know Monica's out of the city,
They do.
we can probably safely assume that they may not try and target Monica.
No, I don't think they're going to try to target Monica.
Means they had to change up their plans and we'll have to have another fall guy in line.
Correct.
Just belong on the table.
I'm not sure
What
who
we
that
have to do is try and figure out who that's our job, is try and figure out who the new fall guy is.
Supposed to be a slob and leave stuff laying around. Should it be on the floor?
It's always freaking something.
Welcome to DC.
Been here a while, sweetie. That's what she says.
You could be used to all this shit by now.
Like I said, the only thing I can think of is to have somebody sit on that place that he worked for meetings at.
Well, I have it on good authority that the place is currently being watched. But again, that won't help prove anything if we can't prove where Monica is right now. But again, like I said, if the person is smart, they're going to try and find somebody else. which means they're going to have to do a lot of work on setting this next person up much better than they did Monica.
Yeah. Oh, hell. Right. I unfortunately don't know where Monica is. She is, she said she'd get a hold of me when the time, inappropriate time, when she could.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, buddy. Stairs. Nice, dude.
That's literally what she said. She's like, shit.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Wow. Working, no. No, that's not an option. She's literally like just sitting there like pondering things. That's not an option.
I mean, if we already know of one person that is going to the meetings, more specifically, since we already know Sammy is going to the meeting, I would say that the best person set is one that has become publicly known as going to these meetings. Or maybe not publicly, but at least within the right circles of going to these meetings.
Right.
So I would go on the assumption that since we know Sammy's going, Sammy could probably be the next fall guy.
Right.
Not saying he will be. I mean, for all we know, he could very well. Sammy could be the Inquisitor and just playing a very good act. I mean, that's the problem is unless we can get unless we can see Sammy and the Inquisitor in the exact same room at the exact same time, it's hard to prove that Sammy isn't.
It's true. Maybe. Well, if we can at least prove that Sammy isn't it, we've got that going. And he can't be blamed as the fall guy.
Then he just has to explain why he's going to Sabbat meetings, and that's a challenge in itself. But I'm sure he'd rather explain why he's going to Sabbat meetings than rather try and explain how he's not the Inquisitor.
True.
Because I know personally, if it were me, I'd rather explain why I'm not the Inquisitor, or why I'm not, why I'm going to Sabbat meetings than why I'm not the Inquisitor.
Right.
Especially if the person we believe who is behind all this is very good at what they do.
Extremely. She doesn't want to talk about Roderick's reading choices here because, she wants to set him up, but she's like, no, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think if we really do need to get someone to at least watch Sammy. That way we can confirm something there. Any information is better than none. The problem is, he knows everybody.
Uh-huh. The ultimate catch.
Yeah. Sure is. Hell.
And most we can do is try and... I can see about getting someone from outside the city that is known to kind of come in on this. Can't promise it's going to be easy, nor do we even know what really goes on in those meetings. So
that's very true. Too bad I couldn't get room.
It's got to be someone who's bigger. It's got to be someone who's very slick and able to get around certain things if it comes to it.
Right.
I mean, from the stories I've heard about Sabbat, they tend to like to do, big, blood drinking parties where it makes everybody, loyal to each other. So if that's the case, we have to find somebody who can defeat that kind of stuff, or find a way around it.
Well, this is a club. I've never actually seen this place, so I don't know what the setup is or anything. I don't know if it's one big room, or how some of them have their little VIP rooms or some back room areas. I don't know how this is set up, so I can safely
quite honest, I forgot out of character. Yeah, I forgot out of character. I'll have to ask John to give a more detailed description.
Oh no, it doesn't matter anyway. She's never been there, so she legit hasn't.
Well, I'm just saying, if you throw a player or something in there, the description of it.
Right. Well, your sheriff has a right to be anywhere and everywhere, does she not?
That she does.
Well, I think.
The catch is, if it's not within the city, then technically she will. We'll have to find out its exact location. He said, I think it's outside.
Right.
Again, I'll ask John.
It's what?
You're going to jail, bad guy.
So I'll have to ask John and find out. I think he said it's just outside DC, Virginia.
Okay.
Club thing hasn't really been my deal, but, I didn't set it up, so.
No.
Back to jail with you, bad guy.
I mean, it doesn't mean we can't send the sheriff there, even if it is outside. The sheriff has to be more careful on other things.
Well then, if he's doing these meetings in another city, shouldn't their people know something?
That's true.
So what we need to do is we need to find out where exactly it is, if it's not in DC, which actually, hey, I'll pull my phone out, because I know the name of the club. I'll type in the address. You can always ask John. You can always ask John. I ask him, it'll give something away. Yeah.
Help me! She's the monster queen is eating superhero.
Oh my god, I would get screamed at so hard for this neighbor and listening to this.
That's weird.
Well, why don't we figure out the location and who's in charge there if it is out of DC, etc., etc. And that might be a good place to start as far as that goes.
Seems like the best place to start.
I'm gonna fire a billboard back at you.
And everybody really watch your backs, because like I said, they can take out an Asimite. Yeah, it's not good. No, not good at all. As always, my people have their ear to the ground. Just be leery, like I said, with the information that I gave you regarding our scourge, because I don't fully know what he's capable of.
And tell him, hey.
Hey, guess what, man? No.
Yeah. Because if he is, then he may just take me out just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
And it would only help perpetuate things if he makes it makes it look like the Inquisitor did it.
And then she actually says, fuck it. And she's like, all right, listen. I have more reason to suspect or Scourge than I'm letting on.
Okay. I figured as much. I know enough about you to know that you don't tend to jump the gun. Make wild accusations without some kind of proof.
Well, after that whole thing with Joshua being put out as a Zemeisi happened, I took it upon myself to make sure he doesn't fuck shit up. And Roderick gave him something. That I found very odd for an Assamite, let alone, besides research, for them to have. Now, she just kind of puts her elbows in front of her and she's like I said, I can't. He gave Joshua a copy of the Book of Nod. Now, I wouldn't be so set off so much by that, except for it stands like I said, I've heard some things about these meetings. Hey, fancy that Sabbat meeting, they're reading from the Book of Nod.
Yeah, no big surprise.
Now,
is it a big surprise that that even an independent has a copy of it? Not so big surprise that he has a copy of it, but big surprise that he's giving it out.
Well, yeah. The fact that he was giving it out was the other thing that set me off, but I didn't think anything of it at first during that Sabbat raid in that park that we had an encounter with some guru because no one communicated. He was reading it quite loudly there.
That's different.
Which again, research. I can get it. Know how your enemies think, etc. And being an Assamite, become somebody else to deal with whatever you got to do. But when I talked with him about it, he was more than happy to thoroughly discuss it, of course, which doesn't surprise me, but offered to show me some other ways, and, well, let me put it this way. His amulet being an Ankh of Cain just kind of set me off. Just a little. He made it a point to make sure I saw it.
Another thing you don't often find an Assamite having.
Now, obviously, if it is him, they want to deal with him.
Of course.
The problem is actually proving it. Like I said, all the signs that I have are pointing at him.
Yeah, but if it is him, he's smart enough to know how to work around that.
Well,
even so much as a suspect, somebody might think it's him.
Until he made the mistake. If it was him, if he killed one of his own, that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Because the one that was... I'm not saying who, what, when, where, how. All I know is the one that was supposed to be there wasn't the one that was there. Intentionally. I'm sure I'm pretty sure he knows that I'm onto the situation, so I may very well be a target.
Well, from what I heard, just coming up to your, the gate is practically a mission. At least your gate is a mission right now. Your place is guarded better than this place.
Well, what can I say? David's a good man. Long of the short of it is, I'd keep your eye on him.
Planned on it.
Is there any other, obviously, besides this massive issue? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, politics in general. I hate it.
Well, I'm a phone call away if you ever need anything.
Good.
More than happy to help you.
Good. Like I said, expect the phone to ring a lot because it's driving me nuts.
Should I just my phone's gonna ring a lot. What, should I just sit here and not move? Is it gonna be that bad?
I mean, I'll try and deal with some things that I can, but I probably will have some questions. Actually, I'll probably have a shit ton of questions.
It's fine. I'm knowledgeable in these areas. Yeah, I do. I do want to continue my research on this matter. Like I said, we should have anybody and everybody that we can watching for these things, but safety, considering what I know and suspect is an issue.
Yeah. So we don't want too many people because it may draw his attention.
Right. If anything, Vera should be out and about doing her job, looking for this. Every time she's always at the chantry. Every time I've gotten a hold of her.
Even though they like to admit they're not, Tremere, they still tend to act that way. But from what I hear, the founder of the bloodline officially isn't exactly the one to sit in the chantry and do nothing. But
maybe here's an idea. Maybe we can try to set something up and let's just try to get Roderick's ass in gear, trying to quote unquote look. Make him think it's a bigger problem than. Make him think you think it's a bigger problem than what it is. That he needs to get his ass in gear. Maybe people being pissed off will. Yeah. I still say that we get Vera to check the city, and even though our Scourge is one of our suspects, not asking him will clue him in.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yep. So, and then should find out what the other Primogen know. So, I'm guessing you've already spoken to them to try to figure things out from their ends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, they weren't able to give you any more answers than I am. And I must have more information than everybody else. She shrugs. I guess that's what I get for being paranoid.
Yeah, paranoia will do that.
You never be too careful.
Yeah, but sometimes you just gotta live.
True. She chuckles. All right. If you need anything from me, you have my phone number. She'll drop him just in case she's probably just gonna go from here to her club and do some miscellaneous work. She'll drop the number for that too.
Okay.
And like you said, Duke, I'm here if you need me.
Yep.
Anything and everything, I'll help you. Until we find someone to fill this position, anyways. She smiles. Clearly.
Hopefully soon.
Agreed. And she'll give him a nod. Good night.
Good night.
And she's going to slip off, and like I said, she's going to her club to do some work, so that, I mean, we can leave her there if we really want. So I don't have anything.
Is there anything else you wanted to do with her?
Nope, I talked to Raven, I talked to Duke, and I talked to the werewolves.
Okay.
So right now, that's that.
All right. Well, then, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more.